Hello, welcome to Kevlar's Quest, the Morning Life podcast. I'm Kevin Ejizi. Today's quest is moving on from a heartbreak. Moving on from a heartbreak. Heartbreak can feel like being stuck in a loop, replaying memories, longing for what's gone, and wasting precious time that can never be recovered. Nothing good comes from staying in that place. The goal is to move through it quickly and reclaim peace. And there are two main strategies that make this possible. The first is exposure. This means facing the painful trigger until it loses its power. Imagine saying a word over and over until it stops sounding like a word. It just becomes noise. The same thing happens with emotional triggers. At first, seeing a photo of an ex with someone new feels unbearable. But if that image is faced repeatedly in a short period of time, the emotional reaction eventually burns out. Therapists use this method to treat phobias. And while it's intense and uncomfortable, it works. Success comes when the trigger no longer stirs up emotion. It simply becomes neutral. That is you flooding your memory and your mind with seeing a picture of your ex with another person. Soon you become used to it. Now, it may be hard initially, but with time, you become used to it. You flood it. You flood your mind with that fear because you seeing your ex with another person is actually a fear. It makes you sad. It could even make you angry. But when you flood your mind with it, with time or gradually, your mind will now come to acceptance of what it is and what has become. The second strategy, often more practical, is what I call extinction. This means cutting off all forms of contact. No calls, no texts, no social media stalking, no revisiting old photos, and no mental replay of memories. Extinction works by removing exposure completely so that the emotions tied to the person fade away. But it only works if it's done fully. Partial contact or occasional relapses only prolong the pain and create unhealthy patterns. Some of you will say that you are done with a lady, but you still go back checking her Facebook feed, checking her social media, trying to see who she was with, or you keep on going through your phone, looking at the pictures people took together. All these things will keep you stuck in the loop of still remembering her. But when you go extinction by deleting all old photos that you had with her, deleting her contacts and everything, you end up becoming free because you have extinct yourself from the lifestyle that you used to know when you were with her or when you were with him. Of course, trying not to think about someone often makes the mind bring them up even more. That's why extinction needs a companion strategy. Block and replace. Now, what do I mean by block and replace? That time you normally have with the lady before or the guy before, replace it with either a hobby or a good friend or something that can fall into the place that can get you going. Now, don't go and get another lady or another guy as a way of replacing that person immediately just because you want to make the other person feel bad for leaving you. Don't do that because you end up messing up the person that wanted to be in a genuine relationship, whereas you are just using that person as a rebound. That's not good. Replace the person either with a friend, a trusted friend, or a hobby. A hobby works best. And that's why extinction needs a companion strategy. You block the person that you don't want to keep replaying in your memory and you replace them with something else. When the thought shows up, it's blocked. It says, not going there. And when replaced with something else, a powerful replacement is a written list of the person's flaws and the negative moments in the relationship. When you think about the negative flaws that the person had, you think about that, you now know the reason why you left the person because of the negative things. You now remember the flaws that the person had. Maybe the person told you something like, you're not good enough, or you should go and make enough money or something. When you remember all these things, it makes you to remember why you shouldn't be with her or why you shouldn't be with him. Carrying that list of why you shouldn't be with him or her and revisiting it when idealized memories surface and helps balance the picture. This is what you should do. When you have that list, you whenever it comes up, those memories that you idealized with her or with him, you now have that list in your memory. So when those memories want to come out, what will now show up is those lists of the person's flaws and negative moments that you had with the person. With that, it balances up those memories that wanted to come up and balances it up with the present emotion that you have, which is the flaws that you remember. By you doing this, it will reinforce the mindset of why you shouldn't be with that person and you wouldn't feel bad. Over time, the mind stops romanticizing about the past and starts seeing the relationship more realistically. Eventually, the realization comes. If someone chooses not to stay, they weren't the right person, no matter how perfect they seemed. They weren't perfect for the relationship. With time, the breakup is seen not as a tragedy, but as a turning point, a chance to grow, a chance to move forward and to find something better. Healing is not about winning someone back. It's about winning back dignity, freedom, and self-respect. The proof of healing is simple. Seeing an ex move on and feeling nothing, or even feeling happy for them. Because love, in its healthiest form, is about letting go. And when that happens, the end of a relationship is no longer the end of the story. It becomes the beginning of a stronger, brighter chapter of your life. You will even be happy when you see your ex with another person because you've moved on. You are no longer sad. You want the person to be happy and you also want yourself to be happy the most. This is how you gradually forget about the pain of heartbreak. Okay, that's our quest for today. Please and please subscribe, like, and share. Someone out there needs to hear this message. Maybe someone like you. Let's spread strength and clarity to those navigating this journey. We'll talk more in future episodes. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for listening and take care. Bye.